I'm an anti-consumerist from way back. So this book, The Day the World Stops Shopping, grabbed my attention. It does really push into that. There's quite a lot of great interest, acknowledgement that despite all the greening attempts and times that we've tried to sort of decrease our consumption, we've never actually used less resources on any prolonged period of time. The author talks about numerous examples where things have improved for a little while, but nothing seems to sustain. They talk about how the amount of energy we use at night just lighting up streets that no one is going down. It was fascinating to think about that. It sort of talks about how in Finland, the idea of conspicuous consumption is actually on the nose, and that people who are very wealthy feel actually obliged by the middle class to sort of hide their wealth, which is obviously quite the opposite of life in America and in much of the West, where people try and put on a pretense that they are much richer than they really are. And just how wonderful that is in Finland, where people actually try not to be showy. And the reality that capitalism can sell just about anything except for less. Tim Jackson, there's a great quote in there, the British economist, that we're persuaded to spend money that we don't have on things we don't need to create impressions that won't last, to impress people that we don't care about. She talks about this moment where Black Lives Matter took off, and how fascinating it was that in the midst of the pandemic, that after all the police killings, it was the George Floyd one that kind of really set the world on fire. And how it was actually likely that it was because people had stopped and paused and stepped out of the daily grind, and actually empathy had increased, materialism had decreased, and people saw the unfairness of the situation and kind of got on board with it all. And there's all sorts of just those kind of small little bits and pieces in the midst of it all around how pre-World War One we thought of ourselves as subjects. After World War II, we saw ourselves as consumers. But the question is now whether we might actually see ourselves as participants in making the world a better place. And I really like the honesty of the author, stating that stopping shopping, if just for ourselves, won't actually make a difference. Other people won't necessarily jump on board, but actually just reducing the amount we consume is just the right thing to do, and will make the world a better place, starting with us. Good book.